Thank you so much for joining me again today. I am your host, J. Michelle, and today I am going to be sharing with you 7 key principles that I apply to my life. You heard it. You are going to be getting 7 principles from the wealth strategist herself. So let's get into this today. I am so excited about this because when I learned to apply these 7 principles to my life, it changed the landscape of my life, my financial life, my financial health. And so what I want you to think about as we go through these today, these are foundational. There's all types of other techniques and strategies that you can implement that can get you on the journey to becoming wealthy. But if you don't have these 7 principles, you will not be on your way to a more prosperous and wealthy life. And so, lesson number 1 or strategy number 1 is to stop spending too much money. The average American is spending more money than they make. How in the world is that possible? Well, we're spending more money than we make because we are spending money on credit cards, and we are going into overdraft on our bank accounts. Lots of different things that we are doing. Now, one of the things that I think about when I am doing consultations with individuals and they have a spending issue is I always ask the question, why are you spending this money? Like, what really is behind this? Because most people who have a spending addiction have something else going on in their life that causes them to spend too much money. I can speak for myself personally. There were times when I was younger and way less mature that I would do silly things like go binge shopping because I was sad, because I was going through something, because shopping made me feel better. Well, here's the problem with that. While I may have received some type of instant gratification when I was buying that new purse, or I am a shoe girl, so when I went and bought those new pair of shoes, oh my gosh, it felt so good. But when I looked at my bank account and sometimes saw that my bank was like overdrawn and I got all those overdraft fees, oh my goodness, I was so devastated because then I realized that I had set myself back. And so if you are going to be on the path to prosperity, you have to stop spending so much money. I want to encourage you to ask yourself a question. When you are about to purchase something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Now, if you have the finances, if your finances are in order, there is absolutely nothing wrong with treating yourself. But if you're struggling with money, when you go make a purchase, make sure you ask yourself the question. Be like, self, do I really need that? And if self answers no, keep on walking and don't make that purchase. The second thing that I want to share with you is you need to get out of debt. Debt keeps us in financial bondage. Debt is bondage. If you are in a situation where you have debt, you have creditors calling you, we all know that that is not a good situation to be in. Debt prevents you. Debt prevents you from living a life that is financially free. You cannot experience financial freedom until you pay off debt. And so here it goes. If you have debt, instead of spending money, when you receive extra sums of money, for example, income tax time, every time it's tax season, I see all types of new purchases on social media. Honey, we be buying new hair. We be getting our lashes done, eyebrows on fleek. Dudes be buying new J's and Tims and all kinds of stuff, the latest iPhones and electronic equipment. Stop it. If you have debt and you get a unexpected sum of money, and I didn't say large sum because it doesn't have to be a large sum of money, you need to take that unexpected money and put it on your debt so that you can get your debt paid off. Debt eats up your money and it prevents you from being able to save. If you're ever going to get to a place where you have any type of savings, you need to get rid of your debt. And guess what? I actually have a program that can help get you out of debt, to include your mortgage if you have one, in 9 years or less. So if you're in debt, get at me so we can have a discussion about a strategy that can get you out of debt. The third principle, number 3, that I want to share with you today is you need to save more money. And saving more money is a byproduct of spending less and getting out of debt. Because once you have less debt, once you have gotten to a point where you're not spending money all the time unnecessarily, now you have money to put in a savings account. Now you have money to invest. You have money to put in a tool or a vehicle that can yield you high returns. And we can talk about strategies and mechanisms that can be utilized to save more money. But my philosophy is that you should pay yourself first, i.e., save money, before you even think about paying your bills. You need to pay yourself first. You need to become disciplined enough to pay yourself first. Because I'm going to tell you this, and this may not be a popular thing to say, but if you're already struggling to pay your bills and you don't have enough money to pay your bills, then what difference does it make if you pay yourself first? Like, really? Some people would say, oh no, J. Michelle, I need to pay my bills first. No, you need to pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Then get to a place where once you have accumulated enough money, you can start getting rid of some of that debt. But before you do anything drastic, make sure you reach out to me so we can develop a strategy. Number 4, if you are struggling in your finances, then you probably need to make more money. You need to make more money. As I began to see myself, this was many years ago, getting to a place where I was no longer struggling in my finances, I got this great determination that I needed to get out of debt, that I needed to be able to save more money and to save money faster. Well, I came to realize that that wasn't going to happen off of my income, and that I was going to need to do something to make more money. Nowadays, there are so many opportunities out there for you to make more money. You don't have to leave your home and go get a second job. But there are a host of opportunities that you can do online where you can make more money. And here's another thing. Beyond making more money, you need to look at how to get your money back. So much of our money goes out in taxes. And so we need to think about, what do we need to do to lower our tax liability? Making more money by having your own side hustle or creating a home-based business is a sure way to eliminate or lower your tax liability. So make sure that you have a strategy, a plan, and a vision in place on how you are going to make more money. Now, number 5, invest in yourself. We are so quick to go buy a purse, buy a new car, go eat out because some of us have a eating out addiction. Yes, I'm guilty. I have an eating out addiction. But we won't invest in ourselves. If you want to grow financially, if you want to learn the different strategies and techniques to grow your wealth, to keep your wealth, then you need to invest in yourself. You need to make sure that you have set money aside and be willing to make the sacrifice to invest in yourself. That may mean getting a financial advisor. That may look like participating in a paid conference or a workshop. Listen, you're not going to get anything great by not wanting to make an investment. Because what I found out is when we get information for free, oftentimes we don't have the tenacity to implement the strategies. But when you invest your money in a program, when you invest your money in a financial advisor, because you made an investment, you will be more willing to implement the strategies that you've learned through the program that you invested in. So I want to encourage you to ensure that you are investing in resources that will build your financial literacy. Lesson number 6, change your habits. You need to change your habits. This isn't always related to money, right? But discipline is a character trait. And as I mentioned earlier, as it related to spending too much money, a lot of times when people have issues with money, there's something else that is going on. They have poor habits. And so when we begin to change our habits, I'm going through this process of self-mastery where I am being very intentional about waking up early in the morning, taking time to do devotion, taking me time where I am getting to know myself, getting to know what my strengths are, my weaknesses are, what makes me tick, what are my goals, my aspirations. All of this is directly related to the health of our money. Money is a spirit. That's a whole nother topic and subject that we'll get on later. But whatever is going on the inside of us is a direct reflection, or should I say our money is a direct reflection of something that's going on the inside of us. So I encourage you to, first of all, assess your habits and then identify what habits you need to change. Because listen, if you have an issue overeating, you probably have an issue with overspending, okay? If you have an issue with relationships, you probably have an issue with spending as well. And then finally, you got to make a decision, okay? Number 7 is you got to make a decision that you don't want to be broke anymore. You have to make a decision that you don't want to be in financial bondage anymore. See, sometimes what I have found is that people will begin to accept their financial bondage. I've heard individuals say things like, that will never work for me, or I have too much debt. It is what it is. Guess what? It may very well be it is what it is, but there's something you can do about it. It is never too late to change your financial situation. As long as you have breath in your body and you have a desire in your heart, you have the ability to change your financial situation. But you have to make a decision that you don't want to live there anymore. You don't want to struggle. You don't want to live from paycheck to paycheck. You don't want to have to rob Peter just to pay Paul. You want to be financially free. That is a conscious decision that you have to make for yourself. I can't make that decision for you. Your spouse can't make that decision for you. Your friends can't make that decision for you. You have to make a decision that you want to be financially free, and then you have to set your intentions to make decisions that are going to result in financial freedom. I would like to thank you for joining me as I shared with you some of the things that I have applied to my life, 7 principles, 7 lessons that I've learned that have helped me to get my finances together where I can say that I am financially free. And as I often say, there is no shortage of wealth or resources here in the planet Earth. The issue is education and awareness. And I'm just here to help you get that education and get that awareness. Until next time, you have a wonderful day.